land of ice and silence. Silence. Endless white horizons. This is Greenland, the world's largest island. A land where vast ice sheets stretch endlessly, where glaciers move slowly like frozen rivers, and where nature appears untouched by time. From above, Greenland feels empty, silent, and distant from the rest of the world. But this silence is not emptiness. Beneath the ice lies history, memory, and human struggle. Greenland is not just a frozen land. It is home to people who survived, adapted, and slowly fought for control over their own destiny. This is the story of a revolution that did not begin with violence, but with identity. Inuit civilization, ancient life. Long before Greenland appeared on European maps, it was already inhabited by the Inuit people. Thousands of years ago, Inuit ancestors migrated across the Arctic, reaching Greenland and adapting to one of the harshest climates on Earth. The Inuit way of life was built around survival and balance. They hunted seals and whales, traveled across frozen seas, and built shelters from snow and stone. Every skill, tool, and tradition was designed to respect nature rather than dominate it. For the Inuit, ice was not an obstacle, it was life itself. Greenland was never an empty wilderness. It was a living land shaped by human resilience, knowledge, and cooperation. Vikings and early Europeans. In the late 10th century, Greenland attracted the attention of European explorers. Viking ships crossed the icy Atlantic, led by Eric the Red, who named the land Greenland in hopes of encouraging settlement. For several generations, Norse communities survived here, building farms and trading with nearby regions. But the Arctic environment proved unforgiving. Harsh winters, isolation, and limited resources slowly weakened the settlements. By the 15th century, the Viking presence had disappeared entirely, leaving behind ruins buried under snow. Greenland reminded the world that survival in the Arctic demands more than ambition, it demands adaptation. Danish colonization, 1721. Centuries later, Greenland once again entered European focus. In 1721, Danish missionaries arrived, marking the beginning of formal Danish colonization. Denmark claimed Greenland as a colony, not as an equal partner. Danish authority replaced Inuit self-governance, and Christianity replaced traditional beliefs. Trade, education, and political decisions were controlled from Copenhagen. This marked a turning point. Greenland's future was no longer decided by its people, but by a distant colonial power. Life under Danish rule. For nearly 200 years, Greenland lived under strict Danish control. Trade was monopolized, education followed Danish values, and Inuit communities remained politically powerless. Children were taught in Danish, while their own language and traditions were pushed aside. Economic dependency grew, and decision-making stayed firmly in European hands. There was little open resistance, but beneath the surface, dissatisfaction grew. Greenland was changing, but not on its own terms. World War II. Turning point. World War II reshaped Greenland's role in the world. When Nazi Germany occupied Denmark in 1940, Greenland was suddenly cut off from its colonial ruler. The United States stepped in, building military bases and supplying the island. For the first time, Greenland gained international strategic importance. This moment changed how Greenlanders saw themselves. They realized their land was valuable, their location powerful, and their future connected to global politics. Forced modernization. After the war, Denmark launched rapid modernization programs in Greenland. Traditional hunting lifestyles were discouraged, and Inuit families were relocated into modern concrete housing. While presented as progress, these changes came at a heavy cost. Cultural traditions weakened, social structures broke down, and elders felt disconnected from a changing world. Modernization was not chosen, it was imposed. And its impact would be felt for generations. Cultural damage. Child relocation. One of the most painful chapters in Greenland's history occurred in the mid-20th century. Inuit children were taken from their families and sent to Denmark for re-education. They were taught to speak Danish, to think Danish, and to forget their own culture. Many returned unable to communicate with their families, feeling lost between two worlds. This experiment left deep emotional scars and strengthened the growing demand to protect Greenlandic identity. Rise of Greenlandic identity. By the 1970s, a new generation of Greenlanders began to challenge the status quo. Educated and politically aware, they demanded recognition of their language, culture, and rights. Cultural festivals, political movements, and artistic expression flourished. Greenlandic identity, once suppressed, became a source of pride. This marked the beginning of Greenland's quiet revolution, fought not with weapons, but with unity and self-awareness. Home Rule 1979. In 1979, Greenland achieved home rule. For the first time, local leaders gained control over internal affairs, education, and cultural policies. Greenlandic became an official language, and political power slowly shifted closer to the people. Although Denmark retained influence, the balance had changed. Greenland was no longer silent. Exit from EU. When Denmark joined the European Economic Community, Greenland was included without public consent. Fishing policies threatened Greenland's main economic resource. In 1985, Greenland voted to leave the European Union, becoming the first region ever to do so. This decision proved that Greenland could challenge global systems, and succeed. Self-government 2009. In 2009, Greenland reached another historic milestone: self-government. Control over natural resources, policing, and the legal system moved into Greenlandic hands. Most importantly, the law recognized Greenlanders as a people with the right to independence under international law. Greenland was no longer a colony, it was a nation preparing for its future. Climate change and future. Today, Greenland stands at a crossroads. Climate change is melting the ice, revealing valuable natural resources and attracting global attention. Economic opportunity brings political possibility, but also environmental risk. Independence is closer than ever, yet challenges remain. The question is no longer whether Greenland will decide its future, but how. Greenland was never just ice, it was always people, culture, and endurance. A revolution that unfolded slowly, quietly, and powerfully. Beneath the ice, a nation still waits, not asking if it will be free, but when.